What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. Today's Sunday. Today's Sunday here, actually, in the U.S. It's going to be a little bit more chill. I'm not going to talk too much, but I did want to make a video. Just for the sake of it, I did want to talk a little bit about the post match press conference. I wanted to talk a little bit about the futures of Gareth Bale and Mariano Diaz. Mariano Diaz has been linked to AC Milan once again. He's been linked with several clubs in the past, but now he's being linked with AC Milan once again. He was not in the squad versus Celta de Vigo, so maybe it's a possibility that Mariano Diaz just might leave the club. But anyways, with that being said, we'll get started in the post-match press conference. That's a mouthful. So the first question was, how do you feel about the win? And it was, very happy with the win, with the players' effort. Definitely, defensively we were sound and we played well even with 10 men. That's pretty much what Zidane said. So obviously it was a very, very good win for Real Madrid. Much needed win for Real Madrid. Obviously, there was a ton of criticism for the players, and it was justifiable. What I could say, because preseason was abysmal, but this win was very, very much needed. Los Merengues TV, thank you so much for being on. Guess who's up at 12:30 a.m. just to watch? Man, 12:30 a.m. That's crazy. No, you should get some sleep. No, but I won't make this too long. Look, it's gonna be a very short and succinct live stream, so I'm gonna try to really make it as short as possible. So don't worry, I won't keep you up too long, Los Merengues TV. A few things about the post-match conference is there was a question about Gareth Bale. He was a starter today. Does that mean he's staying? Obviously, Zidane just said we did talk 2 to 3 times before the game to know that he's staying, and now all the players we are thinking about the season with the game and that Gareth did. We should think about the season, and I think all the players are thinking about staying and playing. So obviously, Gareth Bale's going to stay. Look, what I have to say about Gareth Bale is it's not a question about whether he's a good player or not, because he's a world-class player, but it's more a question of whether he can stay at this level and injury-free throughout the season, and we know that he's not able to do so. Meds GB, thank you for being on. Really appreciate it. I'm excited to see Madrid on top league after 858 days later. I know I did hear about that. It was like 27 months, or I don't know how many months it was, but such a long time, and now finally Real Madrid, they're top of the league. It's crazy. It took some time, but you know what? Let's not get too excited. It's first game of the season versus a Celta. Really, that's ultimately not very, very good. They lost Maxi Gomez. Yes, they do have Iago Aspas, but not the best Celta de Vigo. Not the best time for Celta de Vigo's. I would say it's not a good period for them. They just came out of a season where they were 17th place. So we can't get too ahead of ourselves, but it's nice to see us on top. Definitely, I have to say. Let's see. So Gareth Bale, the Gareth Bale situation. It's not a question about whether he can stay fit or not, but it's not a question about. I would say it's more of a question of whether he can stay fit throughout the season, whether he can maintain that level. And that's the thing with Gareth Bale, is I don't think he will be able to maintain that fitness throughout the season. And that's where the problems with Gareth Bale really lies. It's not that he's a world-class player or not. It's really if he's fit throughout the season, and he's not going to be fit. That's really what it comes down to. You've seen his injury record, and he's not going to be fit. So with that being said, obviously he can solve some problems, on the right-hand side, but I always feel like we need someone else. But Lucas Vazquez, on the right-hand side. Other than that, Gareth Bale, if he gets injured, then who do you have on the right-hand side? We really don't have anyone else, and I would like to see a right winger, but before right winger, I would like to see us get a couple midfielders. Obviously the players put in a fantastic performance yesterday, and I think some of the players, it does help to have that experience, to have that experience that, they've been in difficult times, they've been in tumultuous times, and they know how to deal with it, and that really, really helps, I would say. But if we can get a couple midfielders in, I think that would be great. Los Merengues TV, we saw Bale, who was making bizarre comments about golf or being demotivated or not providing much of a spark, but this is the Bale we need, performing week in, week out. If he maintains this, I know, exactly, Los Merengues TV, that's a good point. Gareth Bale needs to maintain this form. He needs to maintain, I would say, just be injury-free, But the thing with Gareth Bale is he's not injury-free throughout a season. We know that, from his injury record. But if he could stay like that, I would be so excited to see Gareth Bale, and I think he would have such a good season. But, and especially coming off such a good performance, I think is very, very good for Bale's confidence because, Gareth Bale was in this kind of in this quandary where, he didn't feel like he was necessarily back. And I think with that backing from all the players, from the fans, I think it'll help him so much. And, hopefully we can see a Gareth Bale who's not, I would say, subdued. He's not low on confidence. Hopefully we can see a Gareth Bale who really, puts in performances week in, week out, because we do need that here at Real Madrid, And he, despite all the injuries, despite what he's, I would say, suffered throughout his career, he is a great player. He's a world-class player, and if he can stay fit, then I would love to see more of him. He's very good. Creative Content says Ajax's last qualifying game is on August 28th, so we should go after Van de Beek. Otherwise, the window will be closed. Yes, Van de Beek, I think, is a good option. Obviously, Paul Pogba. It seems like Real Madrid will go one last time after Paul Pogba. So I think if we bring in Van de Beek and Paul Pogba, it would be fantastic for us. If we bring in only Van de Beek, it would help us. I think it would help us quite a bit. Obviously Van de Beek, could help our midfield. So I think we should go after him a little bit more. But the situation right now is that it seems like he's going to stay at Real Madrid. So we'll have to see on that. And Mets GB says, honestly, I'm worried about Odriosola's performance. I am worried too, actually, to be honest. Odriozola did not look good on the bag. It just looked a bit shaky. But he is a squad player, I guess. Hopefully we do see Carvajal back to his best. But like people have been saying in the past 2 years or so, Carvajal hasn't been anywhere near his best. So hopefully we do see Carvajal, somewhere near his best, because we do need him. Odriozola is a squad player, and he's just filling the void for Hakimi to come back, I guess. Let's see here. Mets GB says, Jonas, thank you for being on. Real Madrid needs Verratti. Yeah, Verratti could be good. Any center midfielder could be good, I guess. I don't want to say any, but yeah, Verratti, Van de Beek, someone who's, has got some energy in the midfield, who can provide that energy. We do need someone like that. A dynamic midfielder is really what we need, and hopefully we can bring that this transfer window. But from what I saw from Zinedine Zidane's post-match press conference is that, there will be transfers being done. From what I saw, there will be transfers being done. I think there was a question. Let's see here. I'm going to try to get it. So the question was, the upcoming week, Modric, having the red card, won't be able to play next week. Does that mean the team needs another midfielder? And Zidane pretty much just laughed it off, and he said, he didn't say no, he just said we're here with the same squad. And that's all he said about it. He didn't say no, he wasn't, he didn't close the door on anything. So I think we will see a midfielder. I think we might go after Paul Pogba once again, and this time will be a little bit more concrete. But I think we will see a couple more transfers being done. If it's not Neymar, it's obviously Pogba. If it's not Pogba, it's obviously someone else. Las Merengues TV says, I think we can put a pin on the transfers now. We've done enough to make a decent squad, invested, keeping the future in mind too. I think we need a little bit more. I feel we should look into helping this team integrate into a single unit. That's a good point, Las Merengues TV. We do need the team to coalesce a bit more. Hopefully that cohesiveness will build with due time, but I don't know. I still think we need to make a couple transfers. I still think we need a couple midfielders or a right winger or something along those lines. But like you said, that's a good point. We have invested in the future. We do have to keep that in mind. We have Odegaard coming up, Kubo coming up. They're right wingers essentially. So maybe we don't need a right winger, but a couple midfielders I feel we might need. Yeah, we do have Nani Ceballos on loan, but maybe one midfielder or something along those lines. And yeah, if that could be Van de Beek, that would be fantastic. Jonas says, by the way, if Odriozola plays, then we should play a 3-5-3. Excellent point, Jonas. I think Odriozola likes to go forward. Very, very good. He's what I like about Odriozola is he kind of runs up the flank, very well. He has got that speed, and I call him the Spanish Speedy Gonzalez. But he's very fast, and he works hard. He's not a player who's kind of just sits back and kind of so a bit more subdued when things don't go well. He works hard. And I have to respect him for that. I have to commend him for that. But a 3-5-3 does work into Odriosola's favor. I feel like a back four. He's not very good defensively. And yeah, Jonas says that because he's not reliable defensively. Exactly. Creative Content says Phil Jones could be next Ramos. We should go after him instead of Pogba. Phil Jones would be fantastic for us. He would be excellent signing. I'm just kidding. never. Las Merengues TV says that aspect is much important than good signings at the moment. It's a team sport. Yes, that's a good point. if the team can't play together, no point in making the squad. It will just make star-studded names and nothing else. Well, yeah, that's true. That's true. Los Merengues TV, I have to say. I mean, Real Madrid are notorious for bringing in signings and just bringing in new people and just having the manager just try to make them work together somehow. Real Madrid are just absolutely known for that. Abhishek, thank you for being on. Abhishek, really appreciate it. Abhishek says, so happy to hear about Bale. Hope he can be in form and injury free this season. I hope so too, but you look at Gareth Bale's injury history, and he's been injured for quite a bit. So the thing with Gareth Bale is I don't know if he really I don't think he'll be injury free this season, and I just think that he will be injured again, and we'll see the same kind of repetition from the previous seasons, and it kind of sucks. But that's what ultimately Bale is. He's a world class player on his day, but when he gets injured, and he's not able to play. So yeah, it kind of sucks for that. Boycott Madden, thank you for being on. Thank you, really appreciate it. Boycott Madden says Ericsson, we could get him on a free transfer in January if we miss out on a CM this window. Yes, I have been looking out on the Ericsson situation. Apparently, Real Madrid are a little bit more not adamant, but they're going to pursue Ericsson just a bit more, I would say. And it seems like they're willing to put in a bit of around 60 or 70 million or something along those lines. I really didn't see too much, but I did see that, and hopefully, Ericsson could be, probably what I would say about Ericsson is, maybe at the beginning I wasn't too fond of it, but what I have to say is at this point in the transfer window, yes, I would like to see Ericsson at the club. I think he can bring something to the club, something a little bit different. Obviously, Modric is getting older, so having Ericsson in the club, why not? Especially if we can get him 60 to 70 million, I think it would be excellent. Let's see. Vibav, thank you for being on, Vibav. Really appreciate it. Hey, man, my name is Vibe, and you deserve a sub, bud. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Vibav, happy to see new people on the channel, so thank you for being on. We're just talking about some transfer rumors and things along those lines. But Vibav says, your thoughts on Jovic? Jovic will come good, I think. I know that some other DCS have criticized him, but he will come good. I think we've seen in the Bundesliga. It's going to take a little bit of time for Luka Jovic. It's not right away, but he looks strong. I like the look of him, and I think he will come good. Do you think he needs more playing time? Well, Benzema is doing really good, I think, and if you could play him in 4-4-2, I think you can get him some playing time. But at the moment, I would say I would like to see Benzema a little bit more. If Benzema does, if his level does go down a little bit, then I would say Luka Jovic, should come into the team. Just once Benzema just goes down a level, why not? Bring in Luka Jovic. Creative Content says, remember when Monaco wanted 84 million for Mbappe, but we rejected? Man, that sucks. We shouldn't have. It's all right. In hindsight, it's very easy to say, I guess. And then Los Merengues TV says, so dumb if Real Madrid are trying to loan Jovic according to the rumors. I don't think it's going to happen. We just bought Luka Jovic, so I don't really think it's going to happen. But yeah, it would be dumb. Signed him for 60 million, trying to loan him. So dumb to judge him so early. He needs playing time. Give him time. The lad is 21. Yeah, it would not be a good decision for Real Madrid. But I really doubt that. I really doubt they're real claims. But I have seen it. Even Marca has talked about it for a little bit. But I don't think it'll happen. Luka Jovic, we just bought him, and we do need some squad depth. Obviously, we do have Mariano, and he seems to be linked to AC Milan. I will be talking about him in a bit. MetsGB says Ramos needs to step up. He is not up to the expectations, plus the doubts I have with goalkeeper. 12 goals preseason is bad for him. I have doubts about Courtois too. I know he put in a pretty good performance yesterday, I have to say, but he's got to do it throughout a season. And Courtois, he's got to do more. But hopefully he'll convince me. Ramos does need to step up. I did talk about him a little bit in preseason, not having the best preseason. But I think Ramos will step up. I think he put in a pretty good performance versus Celta de Vigo. And I think maybe, maybe we'll be fine, with this here. But what I would like to see essentially is, Militao, replacing Ramos eventually, because Ramos is getting older. I don't know if he'll be able to do it for, a long amount of time anymore. So, Ramos, he is a good player. He's been a good servant to the club, but we do have to move on, and he's just getting older. So. We'll have to see this season. I think, maybe halfway through the season we can further assess the situation with Ramos. Creative Content says we should go for Jadon Sancho. Yeah, a lot of people have been saying Jadon Sancho. Otherwise, he will also be worth over 200 million. A lot of people have been saying that, and it's, he looks good. He looks good. I have to say, he's a right winger, obviously something that we need. But I think like Los Merengues TV was saying, maybe we should just wait a little bit. Maybe we can wait on Kubo. Maybe we can wait on Odegaard and see what happens with them. We've invested into some youngsters, and they look very, very promising. So maybe just wait a year for them and see what happens really with them. Let's see here. Boycott Ramos. Okay, yeah, perfect. Thank you for that, Boycott Madden. Let's see. Vibov says, on paper, Eden Hazard, Benzema, and Bale looks like a threatening front three. It does. But the thing with Bale, he's going to get injured, and that's the thing. Who do you replace him with at that time? Lucas Vasquez? Not really the answer. We need someone else. Let's hope Zidane experiments with them three. I think he will. I think Bale will be important for this season. However, he's going to be injured, so we can't rely on him 100%. And I think that comes... I think that's the predicament that was in Zidane, is that he doesn't want to rely on 100% on Gareth Bale. He just wants to go with the players that he can rely on. And I noticed that Zidane really has a tendency to go after those players, to go after the players he can rely on week in, week out. And Bale's not one of them. So if Bale's fit, obviously, I think Zinedine Zidane will be willing to play him, once in a while. But I don't know if it's going to be all the time. But we'll have to see. Let's see here. Los Merengues TV says, Marca is so dumb, and I now realize why Thanos wanted to snap away half the universe. Dumb stuff they write no allows says they just need headlines. Yeah, exactly. They just need to fill the tabloids. Creative Content says, any Neymar news? I haven't seen too much, actually. I know some people have been saying that if Barcelona did loan out Coutinho to Bayern Munich, that Neymar might potentially come to Real Madrid. I don't know if really that's true or not. I really doubt it. I think Neymar really wants to go to Barcelona, but I don't know if Barcelona can really make it happen financially. So for me, what I've been saying is that if Barcelona can't make it happen, then Neymar might come to Real Madrid. And I think for Paris has always wanted him, but we'll have to see, I guess. Let's see here. So nothing new on Neymar. No new developments from what I've seen. Let's see. So yeah, Gareth. Obviously Neymar is a great player. He's a world-class player. But the thing is, we do have Gareth Bale in the team already. He can play on the right-hand side. He's a forward. He's someone we need. Do we really need Neymar in the team, I guess, is the question. I've always said, bringing in someone like Neymar, maybe we do need a Neymar in the team just because he can provide the goals, he can provide the assists, and that's something we're missing maybe at the moment. But, he's a world-class player, and Gareth Bale, yeah, he does get injury-prone. And when Gareth Bale gets injured, who else do we have? So maybe having Neymar into the team is good. But if we do have Gareth Bale already, then why not just use him, I guess? But I know that he gets injury prone. And, I believe it was Caesar that was making this point where, Neymar in the short term is a very good option. But when you look at it in the long term, I don't know if he's such a good option for us. And the reason I say that is because he will not, he could potentially break the team chemistry. And, we've seen this at PSG. And, like I said, as a counter argument, it could be that, Neymar sees himself bigger than PSG, and maybe that's why he was able to get away with it. But at Real Madrid, he might not be able to get away with it. But, see, this is the thing with Neymar, and that's why I vacillate with Neymar, is because I'm not sure whether, in the long term it's a very, very good option. But I know in the short term he'll bring us goals, he'll bring us assists, and, he's a very, very good player. MessGB says, is there any chance to see Real Madrid back to 14-16 performance? Not anywhere. I wouldn't say not anywhere in the near future, but it's going to take a little bit of time before we see that Real Madrid again. Just because football works in cycles. We can't always be at the acme of the footballing world. We there are some times where we will go up and down. We can't be up all the time. And I guess it's a bit like life. You can't be happy all the time. Sometimes there will be days where you're sad. There will be some days where you're depressed. There are some days where you wake up and you're happy. So. It's just how it is, and Real Madrid is kind of the same thing, I would say. Real Madrid fan, thank you for being on. Real Madrid fan, I really appreciate it. Hope you're having a good day. Real Madrid fan says, Bale plays so good. I think the plan was to sell Bale and bring Pogba, but they did a bad job with marketing Bale. Yeah, they did a horrible job with marketing Bale. And I think the problem with that is that they wanted a large, hefty fee for Gareth Bale, and ultimately, no club is going to be willing to pay that. It's just too big of a sum, especially considering his wages. No team would have approached that. They know his injury record too. It's obvious. So yeah, it was pretty stupid. But I think that was quite a Real Madrid fan. You're right. Creative Content says, why didn't we go after Cancelo? From what I heard, Cancelo is very good defensively, but defensively I heard he can be a bit shaky. I don't know if that's true or not. I haven't seen much of him. I know he played for Sevilla, and then he went to Juventus, and I think he's at Manchester City right now. But from what I've heard, defensively, he's not very sound, so maybe it wouldn't have been a good idea. Los Merengues TV says one thing about Zidane as a manager is that I like. He prefers to choose players with great work ethic. Yes, I know. And that's why he chooses Lucas Vazquez a lot, and that's why he's the most used player by Zinedine Zidane, is that he does choose players who has that great work ethic than just skill. Los Merengues TV says mostly depend on past glory. Explains why Lucas is picked over Bale. Good point, Los Merengues TV. That's very, very true. That yes, it's not the name on the back of your shirt that's really gonna say, that's really gonna give you a starting spot in the team. It's more about, I would say, putting in the work. Are you willing to do the dirty work? And essentially that's what Lucas Vazquez provided yesterday. He was willing to put in the work. He was, Lucas Vazquez and Isco. So I think they both had pretty good performances. Boycott Mad says, I think we have a strong enough dressing room to deal with Neymar. Yeah, maybe that's a good point, actually, Boycott Mad, in that the dressing room at PSG, it's maybe, I would say, a little bit more, they know Neymar wields a lot of power, so maybe they just couldn't cope with that, and maybe Real Madrid could cope with that. The thing with Real Madrid is that we have history on our side. It's a very large club. The stature of this club is a lot different to PSG. I mean, I'm not going to say PSG is a small club, but they're working towards their way to being a bigger club. And Real Madrid, they already have those foundations, and maybe we could deal with that. So that's a good point, Boycott Madden. Sheriff Barry, good to see you. Thank you for being on. He says, I'm happy you're alive. I didn't think we needed any players again. Our players are good, powerful. The why we just needed support and comfort. Possibly so, but what I have to say is that throughout the season, will they really, really do that? And that's the big question, I guess. Throughout the season, this was just one game, so we have to keep that in mind. Throughout the season, are they really willing to do that? So that's a different question, and that's why I think we need a couple midfielders. But I thought the team did really well today, and if they can keep this up throughout the season, I think we'll have a fantastic season. It's just about whether they can keep this performance, whether they can do this week in, week out, I guess. Mets JB says, thank you, appreciate for all updates, keep it up, we love you. No, thank you so much. No, thank you. It's I'm the facilitator, and it's all down to you guys, so thank you so much. I always try to update, I always try to look out for stuff, but sometimes I do get my facts wrong. Sometimes I do get my facts wrong. Sometimes I say things that after the fact, I'm just like, well, why did I say that? But yeah, thank you for that, Mets JB, really appreciate it. Creative Content says, any defenders linked with us? Not at the moment. I haven't seen any, and if we're to go to 3-5-2, then I would say, yeah, we do need to get a center back. If we were to go for 4-3-3, are we fine? I mean, we just have Militao, Nacho's not good enough. So I would like to see us get another center back, but no defenders linked with us, Creative Content. Creative Content says, can Isco play at the right wing? He could play at the right wing. I mean, ostensibly, I think he plays at the right wing, but when you look at him in the game, I think he just kind of plays not all throughout the pitch, but he's not very, he's not a right winger essentially. So I think he could play at the right wing. I think if you play a 4-3-3, Zidane can definitely accommodate him on the right. Los Merengues TV says, I'm sleepy, mate. It's 1 a.m. Now, thank you so much for being on. Really appreciate it, Los Merengues TV. Thank you for being on. Great job with consistency of streams. Do try to schedule them a bit early. I can make it easier. Good afternoon, David. Good night. Have a good night. It's so late, man. Thank you for being on. And Creative Content says, Isco have previously played at the left wing. Did he? Maybe, right? Was it in Malaga or? I don't know. I don't know actually. But yeah, it could be. Could be good. If Isco can play, the flanks, that could be good. I would like to see Isco back to that level where we're used to seeing him at, because Isco on his day is a really good player. All these players on their day are very good players. But yeah. Let's see here. So I did want to talk a little bit about Mariano Diaz. Obviously, he's been linked to AC Milan. We know this, and then. What I have to say about Mariano Diaz is, would you guys be willing to sell him, or would you guys like to see him continue at Real Madrid? Please do let me know in the comments, because the thing with Mariano Diaz, obviously we do have Luka Jovic, we have Benzema, and I don't, although I think, although Benzema gets a lot of stake, although he's inconsistent, although he's this, he's that, and stuff like that, what I would say about Karim Benzema, I still think he has quite a few years left at Real Madrid. I think he's a player that, yes, he depends on his speed, I would say, to some extent. But what I would say is dribbling skills is very good. He's got other qualities that makes him a very good striker. And I think he will last quite a bit here at Real Madrid still. I think he's got quite a few years left in him. And Luka Jovic, obviously being his replacement, I think will, can last a few years at Real Madrid, and I think Luka Jovic will come good. So the question, I guess, becomes that, is Mariano really surplus to requirements? And, I guess for me, I say he is. I say he is. And the reason I say that is, although I like Mariano Diaz, although I think he's a good player, what I have to say about Mariano Diaz is that, man, you're playing, Benzema and Luka Jovic, and then it's you. I mean, what are the chances of you playing? It's kind of sad. So, yeah, Mariano Diaz, I think, is a surplus to requirements. And, hopefully, I think Mariano Diaz maybe has to realize this, and maybe he should take his career somewhere else, because for me, he's too good to be on the bench. He's too good. For me, I think he can be first team somewhere else. He's got that quality, he's got that hunger, he's got that assiduousness about him, and I would just love to see him play somewhere else because he's got the quality. He's got the quality. Shara Barry says maybe Mbappe or Pogba, but for Neymar, he make me scared because he is a one-man soldier. We need a squad, not a man. I've heard about that. Yeah, that's true. That's true. He is a little bit. I have to say that Neymar actually it does make me a bit scared. And I was very. I used to be a Neymar opposer. I used to say Neymar out. I used to hate Neymar so much, but I would say as a counter argument is that Neymar is a world class player, that he would provide us so much at Real Madrid. But Caesar did provide a good point yesterday. Where in the long term, does that disrupt the chemistry here at Real Madrid? And it could, and it does make me a little bit scared, Sheriff. And you have a good point there that I don't know if Neymar really is a great answer to the problems here at Real Madrid, because Neymar, especially his injury record, it's worse than Gareth Bale's. You got to think about that too. Yes, he's got 2 injuries, 3 injuries that accounts for half of his injury, half of his days out. But his injury record is worse than Gareth Bale's. You got to keep that in mind. I mean, you talk about Gareth Bale being injury prone, but Neymar never really gets that title of being an injury prone player. But he gets injured more than Gareth Bale, so we got to think about that too. Real Madrid fan says Militao should play instead of Varane. He is better than him right now. Varane put in a really good performance yesterday. If we can see the same Varane week in, week out, man, we should see Varane, But Varane in preseason, horrible preseason. But, I think the thing with Militao is he will be good for us because he provides a little bit of squad depth, and obviously we can't have Sergio Ramos and Varane playing week in, week out. It's too much. We're competing for Champions League, Copa del Rey, La Liga, especially if they're playing to their highest level. Someone's going to get injured eventually. So Militao will provide that squad depth, whether he can get first team, whether he can be a starter or not. If Varane continues with that preseason form, then obviously I would like to see Militao. But Varane for me was fantastic yesterday. If he can keep that up, then Varane should take that first position. Boycott Madden says sell Mariano to the highest bidder. Yeah. Mariano is good, says Sheriff Barry, but not good enough for Real Madrid. Yeah, thank you for those comments. I like Mariano. I really like his hunger, but maybe it's best for him to leave. Just for his career. I feel like there's no place for him, and I would like to see him somewhere else. Because he's a good player, and I would like to see him succeed somewhere else. And Real Madrid fan says Mariano will never play a single minute when we have phenomenon Karim Benzema. Exactly. And although Benzema will be inconsistent, although he will have his periods where he's not doing very good, Karim Benzema is, he's a good player. He's a world-class player, and there's a reason why he's number 4th in, Champions League, I think, in the goal-scoring charts. He's an amazing player, and whether we like it or not, he provides a lot to the team, and we do take that a lot for granted. And sometimes he will have his inconsistencies, and that's where Jovic can come in, But Mariano, how will he get minutes, So you got a good point, Real Madrid fan. Creative Content says we should go after Sule. He will cost around 60 million and will be better than Varane. Yeah, I've heard of Sule. I haven't seen him yet. Creative Content. I was supposed to watch him, and I kind of saw it a little bit, but I haven't seen much of him yet. I will have to give hopefully I can follow up with a better evaluation, but could be good. Could be one for the future, But Varane is very good on his day, But yes, in the previous season he hasn't been there great. And Jonas says Mariano can be good when he's motivated. Yeah, I think Mariano is a great player. I think a lot of it comes down to the fact that he was injured a lot, and that's why we had to buy Luka Jovic. But like you said, Mariano can be good when he's motivated, and I feel sometimes that we haven't seen the best of Mariano. But I feel like when he comes on the pitch, he's always got that hunger, he's always got that drive, and that's what I like about Mariano. But like people were saying, is he really good enough for Real Madrid? That's a different question, I guess. Is he really good enough to take on the number 7 shirt? That's a different question too. But I would have liked to see him succeed here at Real Madrid, but unfortunately, it hasn't been the case. And especially considering we have Benzema and Luka Jovic, I don't think he can be. I don't think he can succeed here. It's how can you do it? Yeah, how can you do it? But there you go, guys. That's pretty much what I had to say. Not a long stream, obviously. I didn't want to make it a very very long stream. It's Sunday. It's here in the U.S. it's Sunday, so it's a little bit more chill, I guess. But I didn't want to make it too long of a stream. But I'll just quickly summarize here. So. Obviously, Zidane said good things about Gareth Bale, very, very good things, and the whole team said good things about Gareth Bale. Thibaut Courtois, had really good things about Gareth Bale to say, considering in the middle of the season, Thibaut Courtois had some very, very poignant words, or very harsh words for Bale, and now he's been saying good things about Gareth Bale. So very, very good signs for Gareth Bale. Obviously, Casemiro has also backed Gareth Bale, and Zidane has also backed Gareth Bale. So that's going to do Gareth Bale wonders for his confidence, and hopefully we can see him back to, to that full capacity that we know he's able to provide, because he is a world-class player. And he's been, yesterday he was really that kind of. It's not a Ronaldo's performance, but what I have to say is he's kind of like that protagonist, that we always want from Gareth Bale. And yet, yesterday we saw that, and hopefully he can provide that. But what we know with Gareth Bale, he will be injured throughout the season, and we can't just depend on him. He will be injured, and there will be times where he won't perform. That's just Gareth Bale. Jonas says Atletico plays soon. Let's hope they lose. I hope they lose too. And Creative Content says there is no replacement for Casemiro. Why did we sell Llorente? Yeah. I'll never understand that one. And yeah, there is no replacement for Casemiro. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe Militao, maybe Zidane might be thinking Militao can play the CDM position, but it is a weird one. We should have never sold Llorente, especially considering we sold him to Atletico Madrid. I thought that was always kind of weird. Let's see here. Jonas says Bale needs to stay injury free and then he'll do well. Yeah, that's the thing with Gareth Bale. He needs to stay injury free. But if he stays injury-free throughout this season, oh man, he would be amazing. We wouldn't even need Neymar, because Gareth Bale, he is that protagonist. We don't need a Neymar, if Gareth Bale can stay injury-free. The only thing is, I really don't think he will. What else? Obviously, Eden Hazard is going to be out for 3 to 4 weeks. Let's see. I don't know if there's anything else that I want to say. Yeah, obviously, last thing, maybe Mariano is, he's going to be. Mariano's been linked to AC Milan, so we'll have to see what happens with that. And it's just really, I just wanted to address Mariano, just to open up the topic, and we'll just have to see what happens from there. But that's all I have for you guys today. Really, guys, I'm pretty much going to end it right there. Just a few news coming out for Real Madrid. Obviously, we did very well yesterday. It was the first game of the season, however, so we can't get ahead of ourselves. We still need to bring in I would say one midfielder at least. If we can bring in one midfielder, fantastic. And it seems like Eriksen would be the player that we might bring in. It seems like Christian Eriksen could be one. Van de Beek, obviously, it seems like he's going to be staying at Ajax, and Eriksen is one maybe that we could bring in. He wants to come to Madrid, and Madrid would be willing to put in a bid. So that's all I have for you guys today. Thank you guys so much for watching. Real Madrid fan says, thanks, bro. Enjoy your night. Thank you so much. Enjoy your day. Thank you. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. And probably tomorrow I'm going to try to ask you guys, what you guys would like to see on the channel, what difference, what I could improve on, and things along those lines. And hopefully I could do something along those lines, because although I'm trying to look at other fan channels and see what they're doing, and there's a lot of live streams. I don't know if I want to do a mix of pre-recorded content or live streams, but I'll have to see, and I'll make, tomorrow I'll make a video addressing that. Sheriff says, thank you for your time. No, thank you for your time. I really appreciate it. Thank you for being on. Jonas says, peace out. Peace out, Jonas. Hope you have a great day. And Matthias says, hello, it's ending. It is ending. I'm so sorry, Matthias. It is ending. Sorry, Matthias. Yeah. Jonas says, Matthias, remember a notification. Yeah, no, notification can help, I think some people have put their notifications on, and it seems to have helped a little bit. Jonas says, let's hope good news flows from Real Madrid. Yes, I hope so too. I hope so too. And Jared Barry says, you smart. Oh, I'm not that smart. I'm not that smart, to be honest. I'm not that great in school, actually, so I'm not the smartest guy around, but I try. Matthias says, I swear I need to plan more. Oh, don't worry, Matthias. No, you're good. You're good. It's always tough, and like I said, I'm trying to get a fixed schedule, where everyone pretty much knows the time, but I'll see what happens in the future. I'm going to address it actually tomorrow. So, Matthias, I'm going to be on tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I think for your time it's is it 6:30 or 5:30 or something along those lines. So, somewhere along those lines. But yeah, don't worry, Matthias. There's plenty more. So there's plenty more that'll come. So that's all I have for you guys today. Tomorrow, Matthias, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. I believe it's like 6:30 or 5:30 your time. So that's all. Thank you guys for watching, of course, and have a good one. Thank you.